Hello, my name is Linda, also known as Tortagialla around the internet, and I love creative journaling and all things stationery. Today I'm going to check in and share my end of the month journal lineup and just basically chit-chatting and checking in on how things are going. I hope that you have been doing well and keeping up with your journal habit. Let me know down in the comments what your lineup is and how many journals you use and if you've been able to keep up. So I always start the beginning of the year with lots of ambitions like everyone else, but we're months into 2023 and I've definitely settled into like my core set of journals that I use on a regular basis. So the ones that I actually touch on a daily basis, it's my 3-year Midori diary. I really love this. I love the Midori paper and using my fountain pen to write in it. And even if sometimes I might skip a day because I ran out of time, I can easily go back and just write in the entry. So I'm totally up to date with this sort of short, like, what happened in the day or pick one special moment kind of thing to document, and it's just writing, like no other deco or anything like that. And it'll be so cool when this fills up and you can actually compare day to day, right? So I'm very happy to have started this 3-year Midori diary. And of course the 3-year has like more space to write. If you got the 5-year, it's the same size book, but you have less lines per space because there's 5 years documented on a page instead of 3. But basically, I think it exists. There's like the 3-year, the 5-year, and the 10-year. So I'm happy about that, and I'm able to keep up. I also have a Moleskine Pocket Daily, and I got this because I just wanted something to document like positive things that I did. And it's weird, like I've kept up with it, but sometimes I don't know like why I have this other thing, but at the same time I feel this compulsion to have it. And certainly it's supposed to be about positivity, so I don't want to like rant in or anything. It's more just like, hey, even if you did nothing else, you did this one thing in this day, like you kept all your kids alive or something. So that is sort of the point of this. And there's a lot of extra space because this is like mostly it's like pen only. Because my thought was to add affirmations, but I haven't done it yet. I've been collecting a lot of them. I have this crazy habit. I screenshot so many things. That's sort of like how I take, notes, quote unquote, when I'm on my phone. So I have a gajillion screenshots, and I sort of file them away because I need to actually go through them. And I have a folder that's for affirmations because ideally I should be, doing the affirmations regularly and documenting them in there. But that is the idea for this pocket moleskin, and I'm keeping up with it. And finally, there is my Hobonichi cousin, which is my memory keeping for my family. So I do the monthlies with like a main photo, then the weeklies are just like supposed to be a log of what exactly happened so I don't like forget if I need to like do long form journaling elsewhere. So you can see that it started out like super decorative. I like took my time. I was like trying to match, little stickers with the, little notes and things that I was writing in, but see how it is now. It's just pen only because I could barely keep up with simply logging all the things. And it's okay. I don't need it to be super decorative. And of course, if I wanted to, I can always go back in and decorate. But the point was just to have the weeklies to not forget, like, oh my god, what did I even do that day, and in the dailies are basically photo documentation. And I basically don't journal that much in terms of like, it doesn't have to be long form journaling. And that is what makes it easier for me to be, quote unquote, caught up. Every page is not going to have like, long, deep thoughts kind of things. It can be pictures, it can be ephemera, it can be just a quick caption with a photo, and that's it. But having a dated, like, memory keeping journal sort of gets me to like do it. Whereas I know you can just have a notebook and log things as you go, but somehow that is less motivating than having something dated, which is why I like this. This year, it is a bit different because there's like monthlies, weeklies, and dailies. Usually I just do, dailies. But this is okay. So right now it's not too bad. I'm definitely, keeping up with it. And I know that in the summertime we're going on vacation, so I'm gonna be gone for like 1.5 months. So I doubt I'm gonna be bringing all of these things. So I'm either gonna have to like make it up, or maybe just keep that part blank, like June. And by the way, I have this like Traveler's Complete insert in here because I bought this one and I haven't used it yet, and it got like squished and it was like oddly bent in some way, so I was putting it at the on the back of my Hobonichi cousin to sort of like flatten it back out because it was just shifted in a weird way. So you can see that my cousin is already so chunky, and it's like January, February, March, April. It's only 1/4. Wait, 1/4. One third, right? Whatever. Anyways, so I don't know, but like the summer, I'm probably gonna have way less documentation because I do travel documentation in my TN inserts. So I'll probably have a bunch of blank pages like June and July. Which is okay, because if it's just being documented elsewhere, I shouldn't feel like I have to fill it in here. You know what I mean? And I guess that would help with the bulk, because it's not actually going to be as bulky as I think, because it's not always filled in for every single month and date. Sort of similar to like Christmas will probably be documented elsewhere because there's just so many photos and things. Finally, I have this tiny, tiny little notebook that sort of like pocket size, I guess, or passport size maybe, that my niece gave to me, and I decided to start like random journaling in it. You can see I started April 10th, and basically every day I just write one page, like front and back. And it's like whatever, like, stream of consciousness or brain dump or like complaining or whatever. It's sort of like morning pages, but in a much smaller, doable form, because I'm just trying to like reconnect with the just writing part, as opposed to like the fun decorating with stickers and lots of supplies and all that kind of stuff part. So it's just something I started, and like I said, why do I keep starting things, right? Like I already have a gajillion journals, but I just can't help myself. Like sometimes you feel like you want to restart, and case in point, like I have this camel passport that I have decided would be my everyday carry. So I have a weekly planner, like pocket planner, where I put in appointments and dates, and then tasks on the right hand side. Sort of like a Hobonichi Weeks, but much smaller, right? But I realized that I really need to just have a monthly that gives me all the dates and appointments and things like that, so that I can see if I need to like physically be somewhere, or if there's a hard deadline on a particular date. All of the other tasks, if they don't have a date or deadline to it, then it's just like a running task list. And even having it weekly was like almost too much, and they'll just be copying the same thing over and over again to the next page. And I know some people are like, why don't you just use a post-it note and like keep moving the post-it note? I don't know, I didn't want to use that. I felt like I was just wasting, weekly pages, so I wanted to try something different. So that's why I made this like everyday carry kind of thing, in hopes that I would actually carry it with me and put all the things. And the idea is that it would be like an inbox, where everything goes in and then you could process it. I have this passport insert that is, I think, the Travel Tools one, so it's probably like sold out in a lot of places too. It's really pretty, so I don't want to use it for like something that I'm gonna toss or something. So I was thinking maybe it should be like a joy journal, which is something that I heard from another YouTuber, Micah Oatley or something like that. But basically like to do journal like happy things, so that every time you open your everyday carry, you would be like, oh, these are all the like super cool positive things that I want to keep with me and see all the time. That would be a cool idea, but like I said, why do I give myself like more projects and more things to do, right? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. That's the idea, and it's a good idea, but again, I don't know if I'll be able to actually put it into action. But the idea with this everyday carry is that I wanted the monthly so that I could just see all the stuff. Like this is the weekly planner that pocket planner that I basically have on my desk next to my computer. It's weekly, sort of like a Hobonichi week, so it's smaller, right? Like smushed. And so I put all the dates and, you know, deadline things on the left, and then a general task list on the right. But from like week to week, then I'm just like transferring over a whole bunch of stuff. So it just didn't really work in that sense. So I wanted to make it a little bit different. So I ended up starting like sort of like a bullet journal in this like Rhodia notebook, and it's another pocket notebook, but it's just lines. And basically I did like old school bullet journal style of like having the monthly calendar, writing the dates in, and then everything else would just be like running task list. So not really like full blown bullet journal, because I just have like notes and task lists and whatever, but it's sort of like continuous. But of course I realized pretty quickly that like the linear monthly calendar, it doesn't like jive with my brain very well. I want to actually see the monthly calendar with a Monday start. I'm just so used to like, you know, the boxes. So I thought if I had a passport monthly insert, that would be perfect. Unfortunately, all of the 2023 like monthly passport inserts are like sold out everywhere. So what did I do? I went and designed it and printed it out myself. Obviously a little bit different from like the Traveler's Company one, but I'm not good at making inserts. Like I can design the designs because I have the programs and like, you know, the graphic design like experience, like technical skills. But when it comes to like using printables, usually I'm very simple with it, you know, sort of like collage pages where you just print something out and then you cut it out and you use it, right? Like there's no frills. But having to like print things in the proper like left and right side on the back side and then bind it together and it would be in the right order, even though logically I understand it, it's like I don't want to actually do that. So what I did was I designed like these spreads, like these monthly calendars, and I actually cut them all out, folded them in half, and then like glued them together back to back. So it's sort of like almost like accordion style, except I'm folding them all up, which is fine, but it's like wonky, obviously. And I don't know. Again, these things of why did I do this? You know, I spent all this time making like this monthly calendar. Could have just bought the undated one and, you know, dated it. But I don't live like close to a stationery store. Like it's not something that I would be able to like walk out to and like buy and start. I would have to like order it and, you know, wait like a week for it to arrive and that kind of thing. So anyways, it all came from the fact that I was just trying to go back to square one, like minimalist, Bujo-esque, and then from there identify like what actually is a problem and what do I want to change, so that the things that I'm deciding to use, there's like a reason for it. Like, so for the monthly calendar, I just want it to be in a monthly visual calendar, right? Rather than the linear Bujo style. So that is something that after using it for like a month, then I like realized, oh, okay, I like that more. I literally do prefer that more. So I want that. So I know that now. And now that there's this ongoing running task list, I think that the whole inbox idea is actually a great idea, because you need something where you can just throw everything in and not have to decide about priority, or this is a note, or this is a task, or where does it go? Do I flip to this section or that section? Like the ring planners that a lot of people have. Like sometimes, I mean, if you have your system down, that's all good. But to me, it's almost like super confusing to have like so many different sections, which is why I like more the idea of this like inbox where you just dump everything in. Of course, the downside to that is that you need to set aside time to actually process that inbox and then put everything in its place or deal with it or cross it out or whatever. So one of the problems with the Bujo like sort of like running task lists is that what if you write tasks in the beginning that actually will be done way later because maybe it's less important, and then you start crossing stuff out. Then you're like pages in, but you still have like 2 tasks in the first page. So like the whole running task list, I guess that is annoying as well. So I don't know. I'm still figuring it out and trying to see like what actually works. My needs are minimal in terms of planning because it's not that complicated. Really, I only need the monthly because I need to know of appointments, doctor things like physically you need to be somewhere, or for my kids, and then like specific things that actually have a dated deadline. Everything else is like, obviously I can still prioritize, but everything else is like on the other list. And I'm talking about like projects and obligations and things like that, not so much daily life kind of things, because I've never written things like that down, not because I don't think it's important, or that it's wrong to write down, like do the dishes or do laundry or whatever. I just don't write it down because I've never written it down. Maybe I should, because if I did write down everything that I did, maybe it'll make me feel better because there's so many things that we do in a day, right? But I don't know. I've just never written that down. So I don't know. I haven't figured it out. And anyways, so this everyday carry, I tried to create this. And by the way, I'm narrating this after the fact. And this insert got totally destroyed because my baby grabbed it and then she like ripped it out of the TN, of my passport TN, and it sort of ripped out and got ruined. And I'm like, is that just a sign that is like not meant to be? But it turns out I am going to get the undated, like the official Travelers Company monthly inserts, undated, so I'll just have to date it and put that in. It will fit a lot better in this. So I still need to finalize like this everyday carry setup, because obviously this is like crazy chunky. And by the way, I would be interested to know, when people say everyday carry, do they actually mean, like, do you mean that you carry it with you all day long on your body, even when you're in your house? or you're just saying everyday carry when you leave the house? Because I certainly leave the house to like run errands or to pick up my kids and things like that, but it's pretty limited. Most of my time is at home with my kids, or I'm working on the computer. So like everyday carry is not going to make as much sense for someone who's not always out and about, unless, I'm carrying it around the house, right? Because if I'm downstairs and I need to write in a note, I should have it on me so I can write it. But I haven't yet gotten perfectly into that habit. I usually have my phone. But otherwise, in terms of my journal lineup, I have the 3-year journal, my Hobonichi memory keeping, then I have this Moleskine and this little tiny pocket notebook that I started, which is for just personal journaling, I guess, and then trying to formulate this everyday carry and figuring this out, because we are going on vacation in the summer, and I just sort of want to have all this stuff figured out so that I can leave with like peace of mind that everything's okay and I'm not like have a million things in the air, and just sort of figure all that stuff out. Obviously, I have loads and loads of other journals. By the way, I just got this 10th anniversary mini TN, and I will post this as a future video to unbox it and show you guys, because it's so freaking adorable. It's so tiny. It's like a complete replica of an actual TN, and it even has a little charm. And I think you have to make your own like insert. It's just like super tiny. It has instructions and stuff, but it's like an actual full-on TN, and you just have to set it up. And I want to use it. I don't mean to buy it to collect it and just stare at it and put it away. I want to use it, so I will unbox it and share it in a future video. And let you guys take a peek in this. I just saw it at the store and I was like, oh my god, I got out. These were all sold out in the store, like online. And so I had to order it. Like I just couldn't pass it up. And of course now they're like all sold out. Like they must have just gotten in like a batch. It was from Escribo, which is like one of the partner shops in Poland for Travelers Company. So that will be in a future video. But let me know if you have any ideas on how or what you would use like such a tiny mini TN for, because I'm definitely looking for ideas on something that I can use it for and actually finish like the whole insert, so that it's like a finished TN with the insert finished, and like be able to flip through it, and maybe something positive or something that would be ideal. So let me know down in the comments if you have any suggestions. But in terms of my other journals, I definitely have them like sort of going. This is the monthly TN insert that I have, where I do one spread a month, following the Cafe Analog Project Me prompts. and you can find these online. So you can go to the Cafe Analog like Instagram and find the post there. It's on their website. So this is easy to keep up with it because it's just once a month. And honestly, I didn't even know what to use this monthly insert for. I had bought it for the stickers, really. But now this totally makes sense because, like I said, it's just very easy to do one spread a month. And you could use it for memory keeping, but I just decided to use it for the Cafe Analog Project Me prompts. So every month there's like a bunch of prompts and you just sort of answer it. And I still have my like stationery documentation TN, and this basically I put in all the Happy Mail stuff. So stationery things that I buy or things that I get, and like anything that I buy, I immediately use some of it, like, swatch the washi tapes, like put in the stickers. This is like the Coffee Lover bundle from Pen Paling Paula. So it makes me like use my supplies immediately instead of wanting to like hoard it and never touch it. I really, really want to use all the things, like not just purchase. And also, I think sometimes when you see it all together, all the things that you've purchased, maybe that might help you like control your spending a little. I don't know. Don't ask me for like budgeting advice and stuff like that, because obviously I spend all my, hobby money on stationery. That is where it all goes. But that is the stationery TN, and of course I have theme journals and things like that ongoing, but I don't touch them on a daily basis or a regular basis. It's just whenever I get to it, I do it for fun. So that is my journal lineup, and just chit-chatting for the end of April. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys have figured out your system and that things are going smoothly for you. If you have any suggestions, comments, anything like that, please leave them down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on like everyday carry. What would you use things for? Like, how would you approach the issues? Of course, I always have new ideas. Like, I bought this stamp because I wanted to use the Midori MD notebook as an ink swatch journal. And I really don't have that many inks, but I mean, I have more than one. Like, I have multiple colors. So it was like, I want to do an ink swatch journal. And I have all the dates and everything, and sort of documenting like when I got each ink, but it's not really that exciting. I mean, I have like black and green and, like very limited, not like, not really going crazy. But again, that's like another idea, another project that I want to do, and I have the things there, and I just haven't done it yet. I have too many things that I want to do as usual, and not enough time to get to them. But I think it's nice to like, have ideas and have things that I can go to when I do have the time. So that is it for me for this month. Again, I hope that you are doing well. Thank you so much for watching my video and just like chit-chatting. I hope you had like something warm to drink and things. So if you've gotten this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and you can leave a comment below, hit the like button, and subscribe if you want to see more. I share my design work and all things stationery and creative journaling here on the channel. And if you enjoy using digital printable files, be sure to check out my Ko-fi feed, where you can support me with tips, buy printables in the shop, and even join the membership to get access to monthly digital paper packs. If you just want to try out digital printables, you can also visit my blog, tortagialla.com. I've been posting there for years and years, so you'll find a really big archive of freebies to download and play with in your journaling and planner decor. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a lovely day. Until next time, bye!